Hey, BookTube Sean here, coming to you today with my July book haul. And I got quite a stack of books here that I've picked up throughout the month of July, so let's just get into it. First one I have on the stack is Futuristic Violence and Fancy Suits by David Wong. I actually heard about this on Sam at Sarcasm and SciFi's channel. She did a video, which I will link below, of sci-fi to read if you're kind of new to the genre and to kind of help get you into sci-fi. And this was featured in there, and it just sounded great, and I needed to get my hands on it. So I pretty much ordered it shortly after watching the video. So, and if you haven't checked out Sam from Sarcasm and Sci-Fi's channel, do yourself a favor and finish my video later and go and check her out. But I'm just going to probably just do some reading because, like I said, I read the descriptions because I don't feel comfortable telling you what a book is about that I haven't read. So you get to hear what got me interested in the book. Nightmarish villains with superhuman enhancements, an all-seeing social network that tracks your every move, mysterious, smooth-talking power players who lurk behind the scenes, a young woman from the trailer park and her very smelly cat. Together, they will decide the future of mankind. Get ready for a world in which anyone can have the powers of a god or the fame of a pop star, in which human achievement soars to new heights while its depravity plunges into the blackest depths. A world in which at least one cat smells like a seafood shop's dumpster on a hot summer day. This is the world in which Zoe Ash finds herself, navigating a futuristic city in which one can find elements of the fantastic, nightmarish, and ridiculous on any street corner. Her only trusted advisor is the aforementioned cat, but even in the future, cats cannot give advice, at least not any that you'd want to follow. Will Zoe figure it all out in time? Or maybe the better question is, will you? After all, the future is coming sooner than you think. It just sounds like a fun kind of sci-fi comedy, and I'm really excited for it. This may get read in September. There'll be a video later this month, but this may end up on my Tome Infinity and Beyond TBR. Next book I actually pre-ordered in, I want to say January or February. It was on Thomas at SFF 180's mailbag. And it sounded so cool to me that I immediately pre-ordered it, as I often do with books when I see them on his mailbag. But it's A Study in Honor by Claire Odell, and this is a new Sherlock Holmes reimagining. And I love Sherlock Holmes stuff, and I sometimes really enjoy reimaginings of the Sherlock Holmes. But this is a future in which Sherlock Holmes and Watson are both women, and I'll just read the back because it sounds really cool. Dr. Janet Watson knows firsthand the horrifying cost of a divided nation. While she was treating broken soldiers on the battlefields of the new Civil War, a sniper's bullet shattered her arm and ended her career. Honorably discharged and struggling with the semi-functional mechanical arm that replaced the limb she lost, she returns to the nation's capital, a bleak, edgy city in the throes of a fraught presidential election. Homeless, jobless, and still heartbroken over a bad breakup with her girlfriend, Watson is uncertain of the future when she meets Sarah Holmes, a mysterious yet playfully challenging covert agent who offers the doctor a place to stay. Watson's readjustment to civilian life is complicated by the infuriating antics over her strange new roommate, but the tensions between them dissolve when Watson discovers that soldiers from the new Civil War have begun dying one by one, and that the deaths may be the tip of something far more dangerous, involving the pharmaceutical industry and even the looming election. Joining forces, Watson and Holmes embark on a thrilling investigation to solve the mystery and secure justice for these fallen soldiers. And that just sounds, to me, like a really cool new reimagining of Sherlock Holmes, and I'm really excited for this. The next book I got, you've seen in a video or two already, and I can't really do a ton to describe it because it's a sequel, and I haven't read the first book, and I don't want to read the description and spoil anything if you also have not read the first book, but this is European Travel for the Monstrous Gentlewoman by Theodora Goss. This was sent to me by Saga Press. This is the sequel to The Strange Case of the Alchemist's Daughter, which it seems to me is a series that that follows is a mystery series, kind of fantasy horror mystery series, very light, following like Dr. Jekyll's daughter and Dr. Frankenstein's daughter, and this one has Lucinda Van Helsing in it. So just daughters of people from those classic Gothic horror novels. And I'm excited to read the first book so that I can dig into this. It sounds something just kind of light, fun mystery that I think I might really get into. So I'm excited to read the first book so that hopefully I can, if I like it, I can get into this one. Another book that was sent to me by Saga Press, Trail of Lightning. This is the first book of the Sixth World. This is by Rebecca Roanhorse. This has been getting a lot of good buzz lately. I'm really excited to get into this. Hopefully I'm going to get to it soon. I knew that this was coming to me, and I was looking forward to it and really excited about it. So hopefully I get into it soon. And it is. While most of the world has drowned beneath the sudden rising waters of a climate apocalypse, Dinata, formerly the Navajo Reservation, has been reborn. The gods and heroes of legend walk the land, but so do monsters. Maggie Hosky is a Dinate monster hunter, a supernaturally gifted killer. When a small town needs help finding a missing girl, Maggie is their last best hope. But what Maggie uncovers about the monster is much more terrifying than anything she could imagine. Maggie reluctantly enlists the aid of Kai Arviso, an unconventional medicine man, and together they travel the res, unraveling clues from ancient legends, trading favors with tricksters, and battling dark witchcraft in a patchwork world of deteriorating technology. As Maggie discovers the truth behind the killings, she will have to confront her past if she wants to survive. Welcome to the Sixth World. So this is just a new urban fantasy series, focusing on Native Americans, and Thomas at SFF 180 gave this a really good review. Actually, I don't have a degree in reading. Gave this a really good review. I've just heard some really great things about this, and I'm excited to get into it. I'm going to say I'm excited to get into it a lot because I've picked up some, I think, exciting things, and I can't, for some reason today, think of another word other than exciting. I actually tried to film my July wrap-up before this, and I seem to have lost the ability to talk about books today, so I'm going to wait on that. So July wrap-up will be coming, but it has to wait until I can figure out how to talk about the 3 damn books I read. Next couple of books are nominees for the Sunburst Award, which is an award focused on speculative fiction in Canada. I learned about the award from the author David Demchuk, the author of The Bone Mother. His book, The Bone Mother, was nominated for that award, and he is a Patreon supporter of Books in the Freezer podcast, as am I, and we have a chat group for those of us who are Patreon supporters. So if you want to be included in the chat group, give Books in the Freezer some support on Patreon. I'll put a link in the description. So anyway, he had posted something on Twitter that he was nominated for the award, and I sent him a little congratulations message and inquiring too about the award because I hadn't heard of it. So he told us all that it was a Canadian Speculative Fiction Award. So I looked into it, and he's nominated with 4 other books, one of which I already owned, which is Jade City by Lee, I want to say, is the author's name. I'm not positive. Hang on. Let me look it up. My computer's right here. So I don't want to get rid of that tab because that's for another video. Yes, Fonda Lee. I was right. Okay. Which I have that on my Kindle. I've had it for a while and I've started reading it. So far, don't know that I'm digging it, but I'll talk maybe more about that in an August wrap up. I don't know. I don't know if I'm digging that one right now. But anyway, I did get a couple of the other books that are nominated are 2 books I'm about to show you and a book called American War. And the author's name is escaping me, right? It's Omar something. Omar El Akkad, which I have checked out from the library too. So he said the winner is usually announced in like October. So I kind of want to, if I can do it, if I can make it happen, I would kind of like to read the other books that are nominated against The Bone Mother, because I loved The Bone Mother, and the other books sounded really cool too. And I also kind of made a spreadsheet too of who the previous award winners are. I think it's been going on since 2007, I think. I'm not positive on that, but yeah, just brought my attention to some speculative fiction that I was not aware of, and a lot of titles that I didn't know about. So I'm kind of excited for it. So anyway, the first book of those that I picked up is called Sputnik's Children by Terry Favreau. Cult comic book creator Debbie Reynolds Biondi has been writing the success of her Cold War era inspired superhero series Sputnik Chick Girl with No Past for more than 25 years. But with the comic losing fans and Debbie struggling to come up with new plot lines for her badass heroine, she decides to finally tell Sputnik Chick's origin story. Sputnik Chick is based on Debbie's own life in an alternate timeline called Atomic Meantime. As a teenager growing up in Shipman's Corners, a Rust Belt town voted most likely to be nuked, she was recruited by a self-proclaimed time traveler to prevent an all-out nuclear war which would grotesquely alter humanity. In trying to save the world, Debbie risks obliterating everyone she'd ever loved, as well as her own past, in the process. Or so she believes. Debbie is addicted to lorazepam and dirty wet martinis, making her an unreliable narrator at best. At a time-bending novel, Sputnik's Children explores what it is like to come of age in the atomic age. Yeah, that just sounds like it could be really fun. So hopefully I will get to this before the winners are announced. Same with this one. And this one I had to do some digging. I had to order this third-party seller through Amazon. Son of a Trickster, Eden Robinson. And it is... everyone knows a guy like Jared, the 16-year-old burnout in high school who sells weed cookies and has a scary mom who's often wasted and wielding some kind of weapon. Jared smokes and drinks too much, and his mom is a mess, and he can't rely on anyone for consistent love and support, except for his flatulent pit bull baby killer. But now she's dead. He's also a kid with an immense capacity for compassion and an impulse to watch over people more than twice his age, and he tries his best to stabilize his family and keep everything afloat. But it's weird the way he sometimes blacks out, and he puzzles over why his maternal grandmother has never liked him, why she says he's the son of a trickster, that he isn't human. Also, ravens have begun to speak to him, even when he's not stoned. You think you know Jared, but you don't. And that sounds intriguing. And I love the cover of this, too. Just absolutely love the cover of this. So again, hopefully I can get to those two and American War. And I'm already reading Jade City, but like I said, so far I don't know that I'm digging it. And I'll talk more about that another time. Next book I got was sent to me by Michelle at Challenge Thyself. And she hosted a giveaway, and I won the giveaway. And it is a signed copy of David Sedaris' Calypso. And this is his, David Sedaris is a memoir writer, memoir essayist, and this is his new book. And I'm really excited about this. And yeah, see there, it's signed and even illustrated a little bit by him. So yeah, I'm excited for that. Next, a couple books are Book of the Month picks. My July Book of the Month, I picked Spinning Silver by Naomi Novik, and this is this one I can tell you a little bit about. It's a Rapunzel retelling. She has her other book, Uprooted. She's kind of doing this series of fairy tale retellings, more modern fairy tales, and I haven't read Uprooted, but I've heard really good things about it. And Spinning Silver sounded really good too. It's like I said, did I say a Rapunzel retelling? I meant Rumpelstiltskin. It's a Rumpelstiltskin retelling, not a Rapunzel retelling. So yeah, I'm looking forward to this. I've been hearing good things about this too. Also, I picked up The Summer Wives by Beatrice Williams. This is a historical fiction novel. I've got a couple other Beatrice Williams novels. I've got Wicked City and I've got Of a Certain Age. And she's just an author I've been intrigued by. And I've heard some decent things about. And for some reason, I've been drawn. I mean, she's got good covers too, and I've just been drawn to wanting to check out her book. So I'll go ahead and read the description of this one. In the summer of 1951, Miranda arrives on elite, secretive Winthrop Island as a schoolgirl from the margins of high society, still reeling from the loss of her father in the Second World War. When her beautiful mother marries Hugh Fisher, whose estate on Winthrop overlooks its famous lighthouse, Miranda is catapulted into the heady new world of pedigrees and cocktails, status and swimming pools. Isabel Fisher, Miranda's new stepsister, all long legs and world-weary bravado, is eager to draw Miranda into the arcane customs of Winthrop society. Yet beneath the island's patrician facade, there are really two castes. Sorry, this writing is really small, and I'm not wearing my glasses. The summer families, with their steadfast ways and quiet obsessions, and the working class of Portuguese fishermen and domestic laborers who earn their living on the water and in the laundries of the grand houses, uneasy among Isabel's privileged friends, Miranda finds herself drawn to Joseph Vargas, whose father keeps the lighthouse with his mysterious wife. But the summer winds to its end. Joseph and Miranda are caught in a catastrophe that will shatter Winthrop's hard-won tranquility and banish Miranda from the island for nearly 2 decades. Now, in the landmark summer of 1969, Miranda returns at last as a renowned actress hiding a terrible heartbreak. On its surface, the island remains the same, determined to keep the outside world from its shores, fiercely loyal to those who belong. But the once powerful Fisher family is a shadow of its former self, and Joseph Vargas has recently escaped the prison where he was incarcerated for murder 18 years earlier. What's more, Miranda herself is no longer a naive teenager, and she begins an impassioned quest for justice for the man she once loved, even if that means laying bare every last one of the secrets that bind the families of Winthrop Island. Yeah, so, I don't know, to me, her books, while like on the cover and at first visual, they seem like they just might be nice historical fiction romances. When I read the descriptions, there's always seems to be something deeper involved, and that intrigues me. So, yeah, that's The Summer Wives by Beatrice Williams. And if anybody has read any Beatrice Williams, please let me know in the comments what you've thought. I'd love to hear. And the next 2 books I picked up, one you have seen on a couple of videos, or at least one, because it was on my August TBR. And I also had it out from the library at one point, so you've seen it there. But it's 10 Dead Comedians and The Con Artist, both by Fred Van Lente. And I've talked about 10 Dead Comedians before, so I'm not going to go into a whole lot of detail on this. It is a mystery, kind of comedic mystery retelling, not even retelling, just it's a comedic mystery in the style of Agatha Christie's And Then There Were None. And if you're wondering about 10 Dead Comedians, why that would be related to And Then There Were None, if you've never read And Then There Were None, all I'll tell you is that the children's nursery rhyme or old song, 10 Little Indians, plays into And Then There Were None. And actually, the play version of And Then There Were None is actually called 10 Little Indians. And I was in it a long time ago. So yeah, I'm excited for that. And what led me to that actually is Stephanie, That's What She Read, had gotten this book from Quirk Books, has an arc, and this is about a comic book artist, and it's a murder mystery that ends up happening at Comic-Con. And she said it was really fun, and it sounded really fun to me. I'll go ahead and read the description of this one. Comic book artist Mike Mason arrives at San Diego Comic-Con seeking sanctuary with other fans and creators, and maybe a chance to reunite with his ex. But when his romantic rival is found murdered, Mike becomes the prime suspect. To clear his name, he'll have to navigate every corner of the con, from zombie obstacle courses and cosplay flash mobs to intrusive fans and obsessive collectors, as he unravels a dark secret behind one of the industry's most legendary creators. Along the way, he's sketching everything he sees. The novel includes 10 illustrations by real-life comic artist Tom Fowler, and don't be surprised if these drawings include a handful of important clues. This illustrated mystery will appeal to comic book fans and anyone who appreciates the unconventional whodunit. And Stephanie said this was just full of geekdom, and I'm totally here for that. So that is it. That is the stack of physical books that I have acquired throughout the month of July. So anyway, if you have read any of these or any of these sound interesting to you, please let me know in the comments. And again, like I said, if you've read any Beatrice Williams, please let me know. Please let me know what you thought. So what if these books sound interesting to you? What would you like to read? What would you like to see me read? I want to read all of them personally. But anyway, thank you to all my subscribers. I appreciate every single one of you. If you're new to my channel, I hope you like this video. I hope you stick around. If you'd like to see more from me, hit the subscribe button so you know when I post new videos, and I'll see you all in the next one.